We talk it out, no time to waste. Ooh, yeah. Face to face, we set the pace. Hey, hey. Love so strong, no need to race. We hold it tight in every space, making it last. Oh, making it last. Yeah, yeah. Through the future, through the past. Building it high, keeping it fast. Communication, making it last. Making it last. Oh, making it last. Yeah, yeah. Through the future, through the past. Building it high, keeping it fast. Communication, making it last.
It's time for another conversation. Welcome to Make It Last podcast, where it's all about helping us to have better relationships, not just with ourselves, but with other people. Now, we're going to be unpacking the case against traditional leadership, why it's time for a change. And to do that, this time around is Barbara Stone, but throughout I refer to her as Barb, because that's how she prefers to be called. She's a leadership development coach, she's a TEDx speaker, she's a trainer, and she's an author. Welcome, Barbara.
Thank you, Noreen. Thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit about your book before we get into the conversation.
Okay, so Noreen, I had been a senior female leader,
Okay.
obviously in manufacturing for 25 years, and then I decided I wanted to do something that was a little bit more fulfilling, and I became a coach, speaker, trainer. But along the
Okay.
path, I did a lot of blogging, writing posts, because as I started working with individuals, I started recognizing that there are issues that they are dealing with. And I wanted to be able to help individuals be able to learn a lot about life lessons. And so I extracted a lot of the stories
Mm-hmm.
from my blogs and created an inspirational book to allow people to read and be inspired and really be intentful about their daily process. And these stories are told through the eyes of my four Great Danes. That's why it's called
Hmm.
So Much to Drool About.
Okay.
And
Interesting.
lessons for living large because they are large. And it has a little story, an illustration, and a wisdom statement. And it's meant to be able to allow you to really think about, again, life lessons, because we escape those. And part of it, the reason I wrote it is that
Mm-hmm.
during the pandemic, I needed something inspirational to read. And
Hmm.
and I needed to get up in the morning. I didn't need to look at my phone or the TV. I needed to be able to get myself up and going. And so I read other books and I started thinking over time, let me write a book. And so that's why I did it. And it's for people from individuals, kids from 4 to 104.
I like that, kids. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. All right. So the case against traditional leadership, why it's time for a change. So to just set a context for the conversation,
Yes.
how would you define or describe traditional leadership?
Traditional leadership, I would really start thinking about it's top down. You've got your senior leader, you've got your president, you've got your leader, you've got your top leadership team. And it's like traditional is just to be able to drive down and tell everybody what they need to do.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's not really working anymore. It's, people do not want to be managed. They want to be part of the solution into and really being able to move people forward and move their jobs forward. That's where I think we're not now, and I think we're in the mood. Some of people are changing,
Mm-hmm.
so we can talk about that change.
Okay. Why? Well, you actually just about preempted me though, because why do you think it's time to change that? Do you think it is somewhat generational, meaning that people are entering the workforce younger, so they don't want that top-down approach, but you still have some who are accustomed to that. So do you think in some way that is generational?
So I think it's a mind shift
Okay,
change,
okay,
okay? Because when I first started my manufacturing career, the company that I went to work for was top down. And they
okay,
ended up recognizing that they needed to change, and they went to self-directed work teams. And
okay.
that's where I really learned a lot about changing my style of leadership, because it's not about me knowing everything. It's
Mm-hmm,
about me holding the space for the individuals to be able to partake and really start making the change. And because of that, I really felt as I led my the way I led in manufacturing was really being more of a coach. I had to go into so many different areas that I knew nothing about,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
because
mm-hmm.
I needed to be a leader and I needed to make change. But I was not the subject matter expert. My
Right.
team was. And what I needed to do was I needed to extract that out of them so that they could feel that they could participate and really make a change. And when you do that, it's a lasting change as opposed to top down resisting,
Okay.
because the senior leaders don't really know what's going on the
Mm. On
in
the ground,
on the
literally.
ground.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So there's one of the things I like to, when I'm working with senior leaders or executives and trying to get them to see some differences, I talk about an inverted pyramid. And instead of, again, the president, senior teams, supervisors, and then the worker bees on the bottom, I really believe that the president and the senior team is on the, it's an inverted, is on the bottom, because
Mm-hmm.
we need to be able to support the
So,
different levels up. We need to be able to give the different levels the tools to do their job. And if we gave them the tools to do their job and we were able to really allow them to, one of the things I truly believe in
mm-hmm.
is that we are all leaders. And each one of those individuals in that company, in any company, need to be a leader in their job. And if we allow them
Sure.
to lead in their job, they will really step into it and um, make change, because we've allowed them to do that instead of squashing their ideas and squashing what they're going. But I also, you're talking a little bit about the generational thing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, again, we've got to, as leaders, we have to end up seeing one of the things as a coach. I truly believe we need to meet our people where we are at. I meet my clients
Sure.
because you need to do that to be able to allow them to expand and knowing what they, because not everybody's the same. So
Right.
I think that with the generational changes that are going on, we need to be able to meet the younger generation where they're at. And it's like understanding what they need to be able to get engaged. They're used to being on their phones,
Yes.
and attention span can be short. So what can we do to be able to engage them in that and really set the parameters? That's part of what I truly believe is, even as the inverted pyramid
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
leadership, we still need to set guidelines and expectations, but we need to be able to give the people the freedom to be able to lead in their own light.
We talk it out, no time to waste. Ooh, yeah. Face to face, we set the pace.
As a leader, are you more of a coach or just there to just give instructions? Well, that's what we're unpacking in this conversation, but we must take a break and get a word from our partners. We'll be right back.
Does your business lack branding? Having difficulty realizing your vision? Look no further. Splinth Brand Design Consultancy specializes in developing personal and business brands. Services include strategic management, website creation, social media branding, and more. Visit them online at www.wearesplint.com. Splinth, the brand you need to succeed.
I recently have been coached by the great Miss Noreen Daly.
This woman has been full of moments of, I see your potential and I see your dreams that you're afraid to dream. So let's get there and let's do it.
Noreen was the one who recognized my flaw, but she didn't leave it there. She led me along the journey of developing my communication skills.
She was able to point out some of my weaknesses that I didn't yet notice.
She exposed me to so many fundamental pillars of communication.
I pray that you have people in your life who are as supportive as she is, who are as much of a gift as she is.
And I 100% recommend Miss Noreen Daly as your coach.
The truth is, I am who I am today because of Noreen's coaching.
Find her. Seriously, find her.
Services include communications consultancy, one-on-one coaching, public speaking and debate training, leadership and team building sessions, plus much more. Visit noreendaily.com for more info. Noreen Daily, redefining the way you communicate.
Have you not yet booked Miss Noreen Daily for your events? Are you crazy? Miss Noreen Daily is the best at watching. Well, let me tell you a little more. I handpicked her for a conflict resolution webinar, and she demonstrated exactly what a host should do when hosting. Hello, somebody. She was the life of it all. She did not leave any dead ear even when we had technical difficulties. She's just merely the best. And if you don't book her yet, you're crazy. Run the book Miss Noreen Daily right now.
Let's continue the conversation.
We talk it out, no time to waste. Face to face, we set the pace.
I totally agree with you, but don't you think that there is still, because you kind of answered it, because you said you must meet people where they are. Do you still think that even though there should be that change, that there is still room for some elements of traditional leadership, especially for those who that is what they expect, and for them to function, you literally have to say, this is what you do.
Noreen, absolutely.
Okay.
There's a balance.
Okay.
You know, and I will really be honest with you. When I went into this company, and it was like after I finished my MBA, it was my first company in manufacturing. What happened was the leader, the president of the company, wanted to give the self-directed work teams a lot more power.
Okay.
And what happened was it somewhat became a runaway train because there was not a set expectations and guidelines to be able to know the parameters that they had as working as a team. It's not just, okay, the team wants to do this, but well, where is the team in regards to following the goals and the missions
Of
and
the
things of the
organization.
company?
Mhm.
So, you know, Noreen, absolutely, there is a balance. You need to have the checks in place to keep that moving forward.
For a lot of persons who will watch and who will listen to this, and they are literally transitioning to recognizing that traditional leadership, you need to strike that balance, what would be your advice for them? Either one, as the one who probably is the leader, and as also somebody who needs to then listen to the leader.
Yeah, so I think One of the first things that I would suggest to people that are entering and trying to recognize that um, we need to change a little bit on our leadership. It's not about always that top down, but one of the things,
Okay.
but you, again, we still need to have those parameters.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things I would suggest to your listeners is to
Mm-hmm.
think about becoming more coach like.
Ah, love it.
Because I want you to know, as we are, instead of doing this top down and you get resistance, it's because you need to recognize that there's a human on
Mm-hmm.
the other side.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
These people come to work, they bring their issues, intuitively, you're assuming that they really want to do the right thing, but sometimes you just don't know what's really going on. And if you could become more coach like, instead of like managing and driving things down, you're going to ask the um the employees a little
Mm-hmm.
bit more. You're going to ask them powerful questions, but you're going to listen to what they're saying. And as a coach, that's what I do, because I know, as a true coach, it's not
Mm-hmm.
me telling you what to do. It's me holding the space to allow you to discover what you
Love
need
it.
to do. If we can do that same thing with employees and getting them, because they're the ones that are really in the trenches of what's going on, and listening to them and trying to help guide them,
Mm-hmm.
then you're going to really be able to create an organization that will start really being empowered, and then seeing that you have that everyone has a stake in moving the company forward.
I'm listening to you and I'm thinking that that mindset shift has to
Yes.
happen both ways. So as leaders and as those who are being led,
Yes.
because if the mindset change doesn't happen both ways, you're definitely gonna have resistance and a lot
Y-
of challenges.
Yes, and Noreen, one of the things I've seen is people try, or as companies try to shift a little bit more of an empowerment. You
Mm-hmm.
do, you, as you stated, you get resistance. And the reason being is that some people don't want to think. They just want to come in and do that task.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
and and so therefore, there's not an alignment, you know
Yeah,
and it's either, if you're starting to create that culture of involvement and participation, ooh, it may not work for them. It may be a short-lived engagement. But
yeah.
so you're right. Sometimes some people will not um get on the bandwagon.
Yes, ma'am. You have to drag along. As we're wrapping up, how would you then condense or sum up all of what you said in one main idea? So if you've said a lot and it's literally gone over their heads,
Yeah,
what is the
yeah.
one eight main idea you want to say, listeners and viewers? If you got nothing else, this is what I'm trying to tell you. This is the core of my message.
My core of my message is, start thinking about, number one, what can you do to support your employees to be able to give them the tools to do what they need to do. And the second thing is to become more coach like. Be curious, ask powerful questions, and really ask and listen to your people. They've got the answers.
Love it. Excellent note to end on. Thanks so much for sharing, Barb.
Thank you.
This was Making It Last podcast, where it's all about helping us to have better relationships, not just with ourselves, with other people. I'm Mary Daly. Until next time.
We talk it out, no time to waste. Ooh, yeah. Face to face, we set the pace. Hey, hey. Love so strong, no need to race. We hold it tight in every space, making it last. Oh, making future, through the past. Building it high, keeping it fast. Communication, making it last. Making it last. Oh, making it last. Yeah, yeah. Through the future, through the past. Building it high, keeping it fast. Communication, making it last.